This is the wind way of a recorder. Okay, this is the wind way of another recorder, and these, sorry, are both recorders wind way. This is the wind way of a completely different recorder, and you can tell. This is the wind way of another recorder, and you can tell. This is the body of a different recorder, and you can tell. This and this have the same mold. Look at this. And look at this. Okay. This is the Ampton video about Eric Haas. I've been dissed by people. Somebody called me knobhead. Judge people who are defending them. Nobody, as far as I know, of people who agree with me sent messages or commented in a derogatory way, insulting way. But you know what? Because we don't need to insult. Facts speak. These two recorders differ only in their build. They are both Yamaha recorders, and no, in the build, sorry, in their material. Sorry, this. Okay. Okay. Now, why haven't I been taken seriously when facts speak for themselves? Tell you, this is the problem. This guy is the problem. This is the problem. And his curriculum. As I said, authority factor. Eric has a start recorder and chamber music at the New England Conservatory, Tufts University, Brown University, and Wenton Kennedy, and is a popular coach at early music workshop, including Amsterdam early music along the England. Well, I'm asking myself one thing, and you can send me videos if you have. Why there's no bloody video of his on the internet? Because surely he can play, or he could play at some time, because the ability to play is something in constant evolution, and contrary, devolution, involution. Are you good? Go further, you go back. A talented composer and arranger who wrote this. I would never have people speak like this, talented. The 5 variants of Wondrous Law won both first and audience prizes 19 VDGSA. For Christ's sake, are we supposed to know what VDGSA means? Leo Transen's come for the new works of Vials, I don't know how you pronounce. Mr. Haas has edited a 4-volume of solo repertoire for recorders, and his many arrangements and transcription are played worldwide. Okay. He is founding member of Elson Reed Renaissance Flute Consort, Trevasada, and currently perform recorders and early flute with lutenist Olav Ricker and okay. I will look into it, but Boston Recorder Society. But if I go on the web, okay, Eric, yeah, it's already ready. There's me speaking about him. Some people playing Fantasia. There's nothing. Where the fuck is he? There's other Eric Haas with E at the end. Baseball. What is a baseball player? So somebody tells me, but the curriculum is astonishing. Is good player. All right. Should I take your word for it or should I check? That's the problem with Eric has. He hasn't checked. He's so full of himself. He appears to be. When you come up with something and you don't beg it. I mean, you said something. You doubted my work. I take a lot of pride in comparing instruments because it's something that many people don't do in depth as I do, because I played a lot of stuff. I play classical music, for example, as common players do, okay? I compare. For example, one thing I should do is comparing always the same wind way, whatever Eric Haas says. So you can actually hear the difference in sound between two instruments. For the rest are much or muchness. Those are made out of the same mold. Okay? Once you let somebody cast doubt, I already said that on your channel, when it comes to the information you give, it's over. People don't trust you anymore. So I prefer people don't trust Eric Haas when it comes to speaking about plastic recorders, because I think he doesn't know crap, or he has a character problem when it comes to admitting a, a mistake. There could be a minor mistake. You got wrong information. You see the image of the windway, and you go check. If you have a store where you sell recorders and you market, publicize, um, and you give information and your own information was wrong, because on his website I showed what was written on a website. Said, "What? That's my website. I wrote it." So let me understand. You wrote some information that is the same information I gave in my video. Then you, underneath my video, you comment that is based on what is based on. I don't remember the exact words. Wrong premises, which I try to find something on the web that confirms what I said, and I found, and then it's what you wrote. That doesn't make any sense. If you know better, you should have corrected your comment, your description of the recorder. Too bad that, as I said before, evidence what is we can actually see that these are exactly the same. So you can have no, I don't care your, in fact, people who came up out of the cracks, so to speak, to defend him, didn't provide us with any further information. They say, I don't know, but he's a good person. He's what? No, he's not a good person when he deals with me. I am not a judge of characters for the rest of Eric Haas' life. That doesn't interest me at all. Doesn't interest me at all. The only thing that interests me is when he intrudes, when he, you know why it started. I was in a recorder group and I don't know what happened, and I said, well, you have problem with what I posted, which was anyway recorder related, and there was a whole post concerning things that have nothing to do with the recorder, and it was posted by Eric Haas. I think that that was the start. I blemished the image, or I touched a sacred cow, and he, from that moment on, he had a bone to pick with me. Oh, he jumped at the occasion. He knows something. He thought he knows something. And when I said, I have both in my hands, and Lucas is actually saying, tell me where you get this obviously wrong information. And he couldn't find out because he thinks he's the shit, and he can't tell whatever he says because he has this curriculum. He thinks is the shit. You know, whatever CV you have, doesn't make these two wind waves different. And this is a big problem in society. People take in the word of it because it's famous and tell us what to inject in our veins, tell us who is right or wrong in wars, tell us with, and they don't feel like the word in English is they're entitled. You know, entitled people who think they are the shit. And as I said before, listen to people who defend him. People who put laughing faces under his comment that says the premises of my video about plastic recorders. You know, do you really think that a person like this gives a shit about plastic recorders? No, really. Do you think that he gives a shit? No, he doesn't. Tell you what, these people are completely in their bubble of ancient music. So much that they don't, his friend David Dye don't really understand that playing jazz involves a lot of practice, listening. And he plays up, if they said, oh, I'm not a mediocre, look at this. And it is, I am a mediocre player. I know it. I mean, I'm an upper intermediate amateur player. I'm not classically trained. I like playing, basking, reading. But listen to me, I neglected the recorder for 10 years and I started 3 months ago after a while. And I think, okay, I can do better, but I haven't been learning and practicing the recorder consistently under guidance of a professional teacher. These people have. And if you play jazz, I don't understand. To play early and Baroque music, you have to study for years. But you can read somebody's composition work in the jazz style and get away with it. No, you don't get away with it. David Dye, you don't get away with it, and you cannot excuse yourself and talk to the composer. What the fuck is that? It's like I cook for you. You don't like what I cooked, and I say, talk to the person who wrote the recipe. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Would you go to a restaurant that you don't like anything, but it's not the cook's fault. It's not the cook's fault. It's the recipe, and you talk to the person who wrote the cookbook. This is the mentality. This is a fucking wrong mentality. They think that, oh, you cannot play ancient music if you haven't studied it, but I can play jazz. But I never said I was a jazzman. The moment you play that music, you will be judged according to the standard of that music. Standard of really jazz is that you need to have swing, you need to master the instrument, you need to know harmony. You need what notes go more or less, because it's not that fixed on a certain chord. See, there is a center of harmony, because the same chord can belong to different the same scale can be played on different chords. On the same chord you can play different scale according to harmonic function, and it's very difficult. Anyway, and I've been trying in the past, more than 11 years ago, then as I said before, I neglected a recorder. And I try to do something that very few people do in the world. Not so many, but very few do it in a believable way. I can think of 5 or 6 persons who play the recorder.
Vale, io guarda,
Okay.
ci vediamo alla prossima. Oh, là ci sta pure il Loring, pure il Loring.
Okay, okay.
Ok, ciao.
Sorry, it was interrupted. So what I was saying, I was explaining that I try to substantiate what I say. I try to reason. I don't say he's famous, or he's a CV, he was director of this, he's a story you can be whatever you want. Or whatever you want. That doesn't make these two windways different. That's it. That's all. Those people, I know those people. I know the way they interact and deal with people, with other people, from a point of view of grandeur. And I repeat, you saw, I looked up, I browsed the web, and I couldn't find him playing. Then I will see those other groups and I look at I always try to find evidence. Nothing of what I say is based on hearsay and a position of authority. Okay? It's based on fact that I have my fucking channel. I compare recorders of the same make. You don't come underneath my videos and write bullshit and you get away with it scot-free. No matter what your name is, and you let other people do the dirty work for you, and you let my video where I speak my mind like in this be cancelled. Yes, if you cancel my video, you admit I was right. Otherwise, other people would have said, no, Eric Haas is right, because these fucking windways are different by 0.00 millimeters. They have no effect whatsoever, because it's not something you can tell on the sound of the instrument. Are you with me? I think what he did, it was unconsidered, rude, and stupid. Not because he, on the back of his mind, remembered something wrong. Because when I proved it wrong and I stood my ground, he should have known better and checked what he wrote and said, no, effectively, these two fucking windways are the same, like these two wind. Because what Yamaha did, you don't make it same instrument and you change point. Doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because it costs. You don't change anything and you don't market the difference. I'm using my this is at 10, 11 years old, and it can be, you know, I sometimes clean it and but they look the same. Yes, so they didn't change anything. And should I contact Yamaha? Should I? If I find a way to contact Yamaha and have Yamaha say, Mr. Eric Haas, we haven't changed a thing. We haven't changed the mold. So what are you talking about? Because this is irrespectful not only against me, but against the brand. I don't come up and say, oh, these instruments are different because I heard it. And when I ask him where, because I give people 2 or 3 chances to, before I react or overreact, he didn't write anything. Nobody told me what this. I look up on the internet and there's no fucking evidence of a difference whatsoever in the wind weight of these 2 instruments. You made a storm in a teacup. Mind your business. That's your opinion. I made a storm. He made a storm. He should have said, okay, you're right. No, he had the video, I think he was cancelled because he is the pundit over there, is the person who writes. I don't give a, he surely is more famous, surely. Me, I am not a professional recorder player, in spite of the fact that I busk and people like it, and I make people happy, and people know the recorder. I know even people who play the recorder as I do, and we get friends, we make friends. I'm not, the recorder is for everybody, not for old people who play ancient music, because I saw that the picture in this is fucking like in Italy when people play liscio. You see also really elderly people. I'm nothing against elderly people, maybe I am myself, but I would have a problem if and I have a problem because I see the demographics of people on the web, on YouTube, and it's not the, you know, it's more 55, 65, 50. But I say, what is the future? What is the future of this instrument? If is I see stuck up people or very people who play, really have been playing the recorder for years and they have this crappy sound and the, is anything in the middle? I am the thing in the middle. We need people in the middle. That's why I like, she's obviously better than I do, but the approach she has, Sarah Jeffrey, is an approach that makes people comfortable watching her videos about the recorder. He speaks about, I always say she speaks about plastic recorder she plays. I beg to make more long-winded, long videos, and that's me. I try to really get into the difference of plastic recorders because that's what I play most of the time when I practice and when I busk. Okay, so I think that playing these instruments for hours, okay, and comparing all sorts of plastic instruments make me know one thing or two, rather than a person who plays 99% of the time wooden recorders and can afford very expensive recorders and probably couldn't care less about plastic recorders. Okay, having said that, now I will try to find a way to have a word with Yamaha. Goodbye.